Okay, can you hear me? Okay, good. All right, Vista Murrieta, very fortunate to be coaching here. First year, tradition rich in the school's history. We've been fortunate enough to make the playoffs every year. So a lot of pressure on me this year. The kids have done a great job. I love our players, our program. From the past coaches, the culture, traditions that have been set before me have been outstanding. And these guys have done nothing but lead. Our seniors, we have two great seniors in Zach and Cato here. And they've just taken the reins and gone with what we've done in the past. Excited about what we do. We have unlike some of the questions earlier, we do have a lot of multi-sport athletes. I think we have 17 in our program. So it's something that's preached in our school, a little bit different, that we want our kids to play multiple sports as much as possible. So I think the competitiveness that we get from that is great. That leads into what we do. But just happy to be here. Okay.
Coach Bob Gibson, SoCal Prep Report. I noticed the C's on the front of the uniforms here and these two young men. What does that mean for them, for you to be able to put that on their chest? And then I want to ask the two guys too, what does that mean for you to wear that on there and to represent as team captains like that?
For us last year, we were in a transition period. We hadn't had named captains before, and Coach Matlock, who was interim last year, he decided that we had some great leaders, and we had two juniors and two seniors that were nominated as captains. He started that tradition, and for these guys to wear it, every time they step, not only on the field, but on campus, in the weight room, they're leaders. I can go to them on any topic, and they come and they're straight shooters, they're loyal, and for them to wear that, those are the qualities that we need to be a true Bronco, and that's kind of what we go by, our class motto, and these guys lead by example every day.
Yeah, for me, it's just like going out there and leading. Even though these guys are my brothers and we become best friends, on the field it's business, and you just got to go out there as a group, as a collective, as a team. You got to get business done no matter what. And I think me and Cato here have done a good job throughout the years doing that. I think that's why he picked us. So it means a lot to be a captain.
Yeah, last year when I got asked to be captain, it just meant a lot to me, and I knew I was gonna have to step up and keep going what Vista Murrieta has here. And me and Zach have done everything out together throughout high school. So it's just, we're proud to be captains for this team.
Coach, this is a here and now for you guys, and Mikey's a 222, so he's going to be a leader for you for the next few years after this. Talk a little bit about some of the guys that aren't here and who are some of the impact players that we should know about.
Okay, we have a really good younger class right now. I think a good mix of some of our younger guys. Mikey, of course, who's a returning starter as a freshman, USA guy. Just fortunate to have Mikey here. And a little bit, if you don't know Mikey, the Romero family has a great tradition. Softball with his sisters, Mikey baseball, being a national, and then they have a younger freshman. So, having a guy like him in our program, day one, he stepped on and made an impact. Jack Peterson plays first base for us, another sophomore. He started as a freshman last year, and he makes a little impact at 6'4", 240, and he has probably 15 to 20 Division I football offers. But the great thing about Jack is he's one of those guys. His favorite sport is the sport he's in. So it's nice, and we're lucky enough. The football coach and myself work well together and sharing those athletes. So on the sophomore side, those two really are going to make an impact for us. We have Nate Martinez, who transferred over from Mesa. He'll be a 30-day sit, commit to Nevada Reno. He's going to make a huge impact for us. And LaTrey McCollum, our center fielder, he's a 6'4", really good athlete, runs well. I see great things out of him coming in the future. I think he's going to blow up, in the colleges here shortly. Pitching too, we have Cade Johnstone, who pitched for us last year, and then two seniors, Joe Romero and Cade Castillo, who gave us good innings last year. So I think we have a pretty good core coming back.
Caden, saw you guys here at the MLK tournament, and I saw you on the mound and was really impressed. And I'm just curious, when you get to college, you're going to have the opportunity to do both. Have you talked that with your future coaches? And do you have a preference which one you do, either pitching or playing defense?
Yeah, my coach Brandon Higlin, he's the reason I'm going to New Mexico. We made a great relationship. He was at Arizona State, then he went to U of A, and I visited both of those campuses. And then when he got in New Mexico, I committed right as he got there. I took a visit in September, right as I could, and I committed right after I took my unofficial, sorry. And yeah, he said as long as if I do it like Coach Birmingham wants as a hitter, I can hit. But I love pitching. I'll be a pitcher in the future.
Kate, why don't you keep the mic there? Guys, you're all committed to colleges. Tell me a little bit, and you can hand the mic down when you're done. Tell us why you made the decision to go to school.
Like I said, Brendan Higlin, I've known him since my 8th grade year, since I went on a prospect camp at ASU, and he's just been with me ever since. And like I said, right as I visited New Mexico, I loved it. I felt like it was home, and I just wanted to play in the Mountain West. And yeah, I was excited.
Yeah, as soon as I stepped on the campus at UC Santa Barbara, everything hit. From the environment, it's into the team, to the coaching staff. I mean, it's right on the water, obviously, the location and everything. Can't ask for better. So, Coach Chekic, Coach Fergus, he's the one who recruited me. He just left to the Twins, though. But it's always a connection, obviously. Yeah, everything just said. I mean, we won the Big West last year. Solid team. Yeah, it just felt right for me.
Also, Zach loves to surf.
For me, the biggest thing was that I wanted a coach that had my back in everything I did. Jay Johnson, head coach of University of Arizona, definitely had that. He has that fight mentality, and that's what I love. I want a guy who's going to compete for me, and if he does that for me, I'll do that for him. And I just feel like I can trust him. And that was one big reason why I committed to the University of Arizona. Also, it's in the Pac-12. It's a great conference. Tough teams. Couldn't ask for better competition. And, yeah.
Lance Smith, Scorebook Live. Question for anyone. Vista Murrieta is a great example of an Inland Empire school that plays so many sports, from team sports to smaller ones at the highest level. What is it about the Inland Empire that makes it such a hotbed for sports, and why is it underrated in that aspect?
I just think it's underrated because, like, the Southwestern League overall, I think is underrated. Like, we go out every week, we play a tough team every week, and just like football games are rowdy. I mean, if you go to a football game at Vista Murrieta, it's just you're gonna have a great time, and just every sport at our school competes every year for a playoff spot or in the playoffs. So I just think it's a good place to play sports.
I think also our league, we get a lot of credit and praise. I think we've had 4 or 5 CF championships just in baseball alone, from Temecula to Mesa, us. So tradition-rich strength in our league is good. I think we have big schools. I think it kind of 2001, that area grew, and we got a lot of Orange County families, LA families, San Diego families, and younger families that were sports-minded. So we have a very sports community, from Temecula to Murrieta, and Menifee's growing now. So the strength of numbers out there is great because can't afford Orange County. So everybody heads east, and we don't get the credit in the IE that we should. But if you look in the past, 3 or 4 years, a lot of the CF champions are coming from the IE in that area. Ukaipa, Mesa a few years ago, Temecula Valley, so on and so forth, Corona. So I think the talent out there is, I think somebody talked about it earlier. If it was, I forgot, in the coaches panel about going out and playing Redlands. And man, we get out there and we got athletes running all over. And, we play Redlands this year, 2 games, just for that reason, because I know they have athletes and we're going to be, play a competitive schedule. So,
Thank you.
Mike, you talk a little bit about your experiences with USA Baseball and how you feel that may have prepared you for last year, or what your experiences have been like. What have you learned from there that has helped you develop?
Being blessed to play for the 12U national team, that was a big honor. That was my first time going on foreign soil. Just being on foreign soil with only kids from, or being on foreign soil from kids like from the USA. when no one else wants you to win, no one else likes you, you know, you kind of have that, you have to play with that chip on your shoulder. That really helped me get into high school ball, playing with a chip on my shoulder. And then this past summer playing for the 15U national team, bringing home the gold medal, it was honestly a blessing, you know. No one else likes you there, you know, no one wants you to win. You know, it's us versus the world, basically, and you just have to play with a chip on your shoulder, and that's one thing I really preach is playing with a chip on your shoulder and just competing every day.
Any more questions for Vista Murrieta head coach? Other student athletes? All right, Coach Jones, thank you. Thanks, student athletes, for being a part of it. Next up, we have El Dorado and head coach Matt